Hi, my name's Kat, and today Reddit has been asked, former Jehovah's Witnesses, how are you doing after escaping the cult? I got out in 2012 after being in my whole life till I was 29. I really hate what they took from me and I'm resentful and angry. I engage in light activism against them but have tried to chill out over the years. I still look forward to when they crash and burn. My guess is their membership will continue to plummet and a ton of people will never come back after COVID. Edit. For those not in the know, Jehovah's Witnesses are dangerous, bigoted, cult and should be avoided at all costs. I left at 21 and spent the next 4 years getting drunk and high in a misguided attempt to make up for lost time and experiences. I then had a change of perspective, and now I'm just over a year away from getting my master's degree in physics. I couldn't be more optimistic about the future. Still kind of trapped in it until I'm financially independent, but other than that I'm going pretty well. Growing up in a cult and more importantly waking up to it has helped me see the world in a different way. It's helped me to spot lies and cognitive dissonance in others and myself. Their lies masquerading as truth made me want to find out the real truth, so I've developed a love for science, philosophy and knowledge. So far all I've really learned is that I have a lot left to learn, and that's what makes my life so interesting nowadays. I was disfellowshipped at 19. I lost my family and all the friends I had been allowed to have. And with no college education, my career prospects were limited. Now I have a new family, new friends, and some old ones who left the Jehovah's Witnesses after I did, and a natural career at the company I started working for not long after I left. It was rough at first, but now life is better than I could ever have imagined back then. The most difficult part is trying to walk past the house without knocking on the door. It gets better with time, but undoing all the brainwashing certainly takes years. It's been just over a year for me, and I'm glad I got out at 27 before wasting the rest of my life in a cult. Part of the family don't talk to me now, but I'm at peace with that. Life is good. It's sad that I wasted so many years in a stupid cult and stayed in a bad marriage because they didn't allow divorce. But better late than never. I have siblings that won't talk to me, but fortunately my children never bought into it. Ducking fantastic. Watch how I can kiss my butt. I'm never going back. I left and immediately lost £23 just from getting away from the stress. I have a much more peaceful life away from the congregation. No more vicious gossip, no more frenemies, no more interminable early morning meetings, and no more embarrassing encounters with people door to door. No more blatant sexism and racism from leadership. No more uncomfortable hand-me-down dresses from the 60s. No more fear of dying horribly at Armageddon from one of God's temper tantrums. No more throwing money at the worldwide work, and no more lies. I'm free and happier than I've ever been. In short, I'm doing better than I've ever thought I could or would be. I may not have the support of my parents, but my wife has been my rock through and through. She didn't force me to wake up. She just let it happen naturally, and I couldn't be happier. 27 years raised in it, and I'm finally out. I'm doing great. My parents' entire family is still inside, but my mental health has never been better. Hard. I left kind of young, but still believed, sort of, so I dealt with a lot of shame and guilt, and found that I had no idea how to do life, and missed out on a lot of things. Now that I've realised what it did to me mentally, I'm much better for it. I left/got disfellowshipped at 15 years old. I still live with my parents until a few months before my 17th birthday. I'm 25 now. I've worked hard in therapy and in my personal life to be healthy. I'm definitely not perfect, and I think about my parents/family every day, but no part of me regrets leaving. Maybe it's because I'm a woman, and there aren't any opportunities as a Jehovah's Witness woman, other than being a baby machine and pioneer. But since leaving, I've been a pest control technician, a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm currently studying engineering. Life isn't all peaches and rainbows, but I'm happy and fulfilled. Relatively well. Aside from my wife, unfortunately, I have one relative in the cult, and I don't care if I never talk with them again. All my former friends in the religion shun me, but I was 100% expecting that, which is why I've always made true friends elsewhere. There are a lot of people worse off than me. I feel for the people whose entire family and circle of friends are all Jehovah's Witnesses. Left 2 years ago at 34 with both my kids. It was rough for a few months because everyone we knew, including my parents who we were close to, and lived in the same apartment complex. We quickly made new friends, did a lot of catching up on things we never learned whilst we were witnesses, accurate history, science, world religions, etc., and our lives took off from there. We're all happier than we have ever been before. We make it our aim to learn something new every day. The only negative is that I still get the Kingdom Hall dreams. My dad was disfellowshipped when he was 20. A few years ago, my aunt and uncle were disfellowshipped because my cousin dating someone who wasn't a Jehovah's Witness. And he was doing normal 18-year-old things like drinking with friends, getting out Rexu. Both my dad and uncle had immense guilt about everything. Holidays, celebrating family members' birthdays. My uncle had no friends because he's an immigrant and his only network was in his congregation. And our family members, still a big part of their congregations, don't like to speak with us non-Jehovah's Witness family members. They're specifically told to limit interactions. But there is also a lot more doubt, anger, resentment in our family because my cousin last year died at 26 from leukemia. She may have lived longer or even survived if she had gotten a blood transfusion, but she either refused or was pressured by my uncle to refuse. It's unclear to us because it all happened in the Philippines. I'm happier than ever. I'm a single parent and have no regrets about leaving everything behind. I've only been out for a year, left once the clock struck 18, and I feel so accomplished. I felt that the transition to the outside was easy because there is so much anger towards the misdirection of the ruling group and the mistreatment of my parents. I've done so many things that I couldn't, such as hanging out, going on trips, taking on hobbies that are considered dangerous, and I am able to establish myself as an adult. It is hard. I have to do things all by myself. My non-Jehovah's Witness family is in a different country and deal with college, but I'm happy. Much more happy mentally, physically, and healthier too. I basically binged John Cedars on YouTube and ex-Jehovah's Witness Reddit for 2 years. I must have spent about 20 hours a week listening and reading about others who shared this experience. It was very therapeutic. I still feel very disconnected with the world, but I'm content in my own life and thrilled to be awake. I overheard Jehovah's Witness meeting at a library once. Creepy stuff. It's really nice to hear that the people that leave the Jehovah's Witness congregation have really good lives now. They're happy mentally and physically. And it's really nice to hear. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please comment down below if you'd like a part 2. And comment down below if you've ever had any experience yourself. Are you an ex-Jehovah's Witness? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to know. Thanks, guys, and see you in the next one. This video is sponsored by me. Sweet Mouthful Mixes brings pick and mix sweets straight to your door. Choose up to 10 scoops of your favourite sweets, or pick a pre-packed bag. Sweet Mouthful Mixes has a 5-star hygiene rating and full PPE is worn whilst making the bags. With over 50 sweets to choose from, you're guaranteed to find something you like. Treat yourself, you've earned it. Get 20% off with code REDDIT.